Hi, I'm Sujata. I know these are COVID times and everyone's got to wear a mask while stepping out of their homes. But today I'm unmasking some very interesting trivia about my signature wall at my home. My tryst with masks started way back in 2000 when I first started collecting random masks. Before I knew it, I had a sizable number to display on a wall area and then germinated an idea which converted into a passion to collect masks of all varieties from different parts of India and the world for my signature wall. Luckily for me, I traveled with my family and friends quite extensively from 2000 to 2017, both in India and abroad, feeding my passion. Close relatives too helped me by gifting me and adding to my treasure chest. All the masks are dear to me, but the ones really special to me are the ones from Venice, bought on the waterfront of the Grand Canal from a loud and happy vendor. The pantomime ones, that is, of the jester and the dramatic one with the black feathers as part of the headgear and the intriguing half mask bringing out the whole world of make believe and pantomime. Of course, my African masks are also a close second. Would love to explore that continent much more, only visited Nairobi and Botswana, simply fascinating places. From the cradle of mankind to this day, so much of culture, art, and varied landscape and fauna. All my African masks are special, bought from this huge warehouse in the Great Rift Valley on the way to Masai Mara. Loved the people and the colors which translate into their masks. My husband Ajit had made an official trip, which is rare for an army man, to South Korea in 2009 and very thoughtfully brought me the Mr. and Mrs. ones with ever smiling faces, which are supposed to represent the quintessential South Korean couple. What is interesting is that the Mr. Mask has got a movable jaw, which, when moved, makes him look as if he's laughing uncontrollably. Good for morale boosting to have smiling faces all around. 2012 saw Ajit and self traveling to Greece with good friends. Athens and the neighboring tourist attractions, the art, architecture, and the food, and the people and their culture goes to prove that the Greeks ruled the world. Well, almost. My precious takeaway souvenirs are the masks of Zeus, the main god in the Greek pantheon, and Hermes, who's also known as Mercury among the Romans. Hermes was fully white in color, and as a result, his facial features were lost. So, when I got home, I painted in the gold for his hair and bronze for his helmet. He's now thanking me for the colorful makeover. Traveling eastwards from India another year, we made a stopover in New Zealand. Again, a very beautiful country with endless beautiful vistas. Needless to say, during my stay in Auckland, from the Maori tribal village, I gave vent to my passion and picked up these beautiful masks representing the tribal Maori gods. They are particularly striking as they have brilliant blue abalone shell studded eyes. Couldn't help thinking these people, their names, their looks, and the culture resembles some of the indigenous tribes in India. Only the oceans separate us. The Ganapatis too are auspicious and they are from Gangtok, very unusual because of their Nepali influence. Gangtok main market is like a magnet attracting tourists with a wide range of artifacts. No collection at home is complete without our very own elephant god. And besides, it's auspicious to have him at home to rid our lives from obstacles. Today, as I sit back and take in my signature wall, it's as if my masks are vying with each other to tell their own stories, a treasure trove of happy memories. If you notice, I have a lot more space on my signature wall to fill up with many more travels in the future, hopefully. Meanwhile, it carries on being a source of great joy, not only to me, but to family and friends, serving as a photo booth and living on in their memories.